Let's get into it. Coach Colin News here. I'm about to show you some young communists in the making. I'm about to show you, you ever wonder, you're like, how does a place become so totalitarian or authoritarian? How does that happen? It's people like this that usher it in, and they're not even at the helm of it, but their attitudes just enable it. This guy that I'm about to show you is exactly how communism spreads throughout a nation. You just times this guy by millions of people, and this is how you get it. This guy's talking with Charlie Kirk. I like Charlie Kirk. Never got a chance to cover any of his stuff, but this one really stood out to me. I'm going to show you another one after that. It pretty much sums up the left. You ever wonder, you wonder how the left is like, how this woke movement is sweeping through the nation? This is exactly how. And of course, it's university kids.
U.S. and California government should pay.
Well, what do you mean by
everyone.
the government? You mean taxpayers?
Yes, I mean taxpayers.
Oh, so someone else should pay for your school?
Yes, that's how taxes work.
Yeah. I just find it funny, like the entitlement that you want somebody else to like pay for your schooling or your education.
That is how taxes work, yes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I reject that fundamentally. Like, invest in yourself.
A lot of money is hoarded within rich people and companies, the top 1% of people, because they would still be rich. Like, what's the difference between someone who has 100 million and 200 million for like their lifestyle?
It's a big difference when you talk to an entrepreneur that's willing to like give up his entire life to go to take risks to change the world.
What's the difference in lifestyle? What's the difference in how you live?
This is how I know that you don't have an entrepreneurial mindset, is that if you feel the government is going to take more than half of what you earn, it disincentivizes risk taking. This is why America has been the place where we have still, and we're losing the edge, the greatest innovations, the greatest breakthroughs, the most incredible companies.
Okay, but can I cut you off
there?
So
let me just answer the question. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark have a 55 to 60% tax rate at the top level. Can you name a single billionaire, entrepreneur, or big company from those four countries?
No, because I'm American.
You know who can name plenty of American companies? They can. Whether it be Tesla, SpaceX, Apple. We have the greatest and best companies because we're losing this. There is still this idea that if you take big risks in this country, you can get a payoff.
The U.S. and California.
Bro, this kid, it's amazing. It's amazing the things you say when you're young. And you never think you're going to say anything too wild. You never think you are as you're saying it, but then you look back 10 years from now, and this guy's going to be like, wow, once this guy has a kid and actually has responsibilities, because he's saying that the taxpayer should pay. His parents more than likely have paid for him to be here, which is why he has time in between classes to go and talk with Charlie Kirk. It's so amazing to think. There are because this guy's not special. He's not just one. There are so many people who have this notion that because rich people exist, you should be able to have half their money. Like he's talking about somebody has 200 million. You just take $100 million. That's all. Well, what's the big deal? I don't understand. Well, you just went to a person. This is the thing. Well, you just went to a person and said, you have money? And they said, yes. And you looked at them and said, I'm taking half of it. Give it to me now. How this is the thing with this kid. How does that happen? That only happens by force. No one willingly gives you half of their money. This is half of everything I have. Here you go. I hope it goes somewhere good. Okay. Have a good day. You can just close the door. No. I'll clean that up. It's fine. Are you kidding me? But again, what I was about to say is people don't understand the chain of events they're setting off or potentially setting off with what they say. He doesn't realize that it's going to have to happen by force. He doesn't realize where it leads. He doesn't realize how many people will leave, what it will turn the country into if everyone just had that happen to them. And on top of that, he doesn't realize that he would be in that as well. He doesn't realize. He thinks, oh, well, and then one day he'll make $250,000 and they'll be like, well, you're one of the rich people. And he'll be like, wait, no, what are you talking about? And they'll be like, we need to take half your money. And then he's going to be like, oh man, I got kids. I got 3 kids. How am I supposed to but my wife doesn't. I guess my wife's gonna have to work now. It's ridiculous, man. Such an odd mindset to have, and just the confidence in just like, yeah, that's how taxes work. Bro, you don't know how you don't even know how taxes work. You just want people's money. You just want to do things for free. I didn't even go to school. I went to school for one semester and I dropped out, and I still had to pay back everything that I borrowed. I had to do it myself through factory jobs. It was terrible. It was horrible. I think I only paid it off like a few years ago. I went when I was 20. I'm almost 40 now. I only paid it off just a few years ago. I'm about to pay off the rest of my wife's soon. Oh, I shouldn't say that too loud. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. I'm going to pay off the rest of my wife's. But holy man, it's such a, that mindset. Again, usually compassionate people. This dude's not evil. He's not evil, but he doesn't realize, you know, Jordan Peterson, I'm stuck on this thing that this concept Jordan Peterson was saying. He was saying how when people say things like this, it's like Satan goes up their spine and moves their mouths for them, because he doesn't realize the evil that is within what he's saying. He has no idea. He just thinks they're rich and they have money, and then we'll all have money and they'll still be rich and it'll be fine. It's like a 10-year-old. This guy's probably 20 and he's thinking like he's 10 years old. I'm telling you, man, the person who gets older and stays like woke liberal is a person who has not learned anything moving through life. I know that'll offend some people. I'm sorry. You haven't learned. If you're still like that, like sometimes you meet an old guy and he's still like, man, eat the rich. You haven't learned anything. Nothing. You've learned absolutely nothing. Or you're just trying to be cool for your grandkids or something. It's ridiculous when you see guys like that. I pray that young man doesn't end up like that. And then here's another one. More attitude. It's so wild. I don't know how these guys do this. Like, I get it. It's views and everything. I could never go to a campus and endure through stuff like this.
Okay. I don't like you. I think you spread hate. I think you spread bigotry. I think you piss a lot of people off because you're just an awful person. I don't think you really want to debate because you're just here to piss people off and energize your crowd of racists.
What have I ever said that's racist?
Oh, what?
Can you name one thing?
I'm Hispanic. Can I support Charlie?
Can you name
Does that mean anything?
Can you name a second thing I've ever said that's racist?
I think you're just trying to play a game, and I think this is obviously going to be used.
What have I ever
favor,
said that's
I just
hateful?
want to hate you. You're awful. Get off my campus.
When have I ever said anything that's hateful? Have a nice day. He can't say anything I've ever said that's racist because I've never said anything that's racist. That is the American left in one picture, everybody. Lots of rage and no wisdom.
Lots of rage, no wisdom. Absolutely amazing, man. I'm telling you, that first kid and that kid, they get together and they usher in untold amounts of darkness if they are put into positions of power. Untold amounts of darkness. That guy just walked up to him and said, you're hateful, and then said, I hate you. I effing hate you, and gave him the finger. The exact thing, and I don't even know. Maybe this kid's a Marxist and he doesn't realize it. But the exact thing that he's accusing Charlie of, he is doing. It's like this guy's like Hillary Clinton's mentee or something. Like, how do you know to do that already? Like, you're in university and you already know how to accuse people of what you're doing and then say that they don't want to debate. And then when they try to debate, you don't debate. It's incredible. Like, wow. Like, the things you must learn in liberal arts, because that's for sure what that guy's taking. First guy's probably like engineering. This guy, he seems like he's an engineering student. But the second guy, liberal arts for sure. Absolutely ridiculous. Man, again, I can't imagine going to these schools. And again, they don't realize kids like that get swept into the communist movement very easily. Because anybody who's trying to spread that type of doctrine, that Marxist type of stuff, they never just put it out there straight up. They never say, here's the Soviet Union. This is what happened. Here's Albania. This is what happened. They don't do that. They say, man, wouldn't it be great if these billionaires just had to pay money? Like, imagine how much could get done here. And they just go, yeah. And doesn't it suck how people with opposite opinions just get to just yap and yap? You know, those hateful, Republican types. And they go, yeah, man. Yeah, my dad's like that. And that's it. That's how they get swept in. That's it, man. It's so weird. And again, I like that Charlie's doing this. But also, I feel like, go study. Go do something. Go learn. Again, I'm becoming a very old guy as time goes on. That's the goal, right? But I'm like, go do something productive. You shouldn't have time to be doing this. You should be working, like studying, working, do something. You're trying to make people proud around you, You should be, at least your parents, something. Very interesting. But yeah, those two are going to be communists. And what can you do, man? What can you do? All you can do is teach your kids to be the opposite of that and hope that, when they end up clashing, as they inevitably will, that you've taught them enough to combat these people, because they'll have numbers. Very, very interesting stuff, man. But yeah, Charlie Kirk's a great follow. Check his channel out. He has a channel, Turning Point America, as well. I like that kind of stuff. And again, he's actually never said anything racist. A lot of people, I notice, every time I hear this now, when I hear someone say, oh, that guy's racist, because I've heard that about Charlie Kirk, I do not go in for it anymore, because I've heard that about Tucker Carlson. If you listen to Tucker Carlson, not racist. Very much just America first. Just wants Americans to be taken care of. Speaks a lot of truth. And the first time I heard that was with Jordan Peterson. And I messed up because I was much younger. I was dumb like these kids. And I would just believe things. And I didn't listen to Jordan Peterson for years. I actually had an opportunity to meet him. And I didn't take it because I heard that he was racist. And I believed it. And every time I listen to him, I kick myself so hard. So I don't believe that about Charlie Kirk. And then I looked into what people said that he said was racist, and it had to do with DEI. And I was like, oh, he's talking about DEI. And he was like, well, I hope when I see a black pilot, he's like, I hope this guy's qualified. And they're like, you're racist. No. He's just against DEI, because sometimes it will be a black person or a white woman or, any minority, and they will just put them in certain positions. And in this case that they were talking about with Charlie, it was a position of a pilot, and they will do that. I'm about to put out a video about a pilot who had a meltdown. It's probably out already. Oh man. And they put them into these positions. They say, here you go, be a pilot. And they're like, I have only 100 hours. And they're like, that's fine, man. And it's like, well, shouldn't I learn from one of these older white pilots that have 10,000 hours under their belt? No oppressor for you. Go ahead. Oh man. And then terrible things happen. Terrible things. It's making me so sketchy about flying nowadays. Wild. But anyways, just wanted to put that out there. Those little young communists for you guys. Hope you had a good time. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff helps tremendously. I'm out.